They were promised safe jobs in warehouses and construction. Russia sent them to the front to die in the Ukraine war. June 8, 2026. By some estimates, Russia has recruited tens of thousands of foreign fighters to support its war in Ukraine. The countries of origin of these foreign fighters are incredibly varied, but some of the biggest sources appear to be South and Central Asia, parts of Africa, and many post-Soviet countries. Investigations have pointed to recruits from at least 44 countries, depending on the source. The foreign fighters of Ukraine. Some of the largest numbers of foreign fighters are from Uzbekistan, Tajikistan, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Turkmenistan, Nepal, Sri Lanka, India, Pakistan, Ghana, Cameroon, Senegal, and a handful of other African and Middle Eastern countries. Though motivations for fighting for Russia certainly vary from person to person, one clear pattern is that recruits come from poor countries or places with very limited job opportunities, particularly in Central and South Asia. Just 5 Central Asian countries alone account for over 11,000 recruits in one dataset compiled by Ukraine's Coordination Headquarters, which deals with prisoners of war. But recruits for Russia's war machine also come from further afield. Nationals from Latin America, the Middle East, and even some Western countries have been reported, as well as a small number of recruits from countries Russia considers unfriendly, such as the United States and some European countries. The jobs they fill, straight to the Ukraine front. Recruits are not always aware of exactly what role they are expected to fill, with some told they will work in non-combat roles in warehouses, construction, security, logistics, or other support roles typically located far behind the front. But many recruits are instead assigned to assault units and placed in frontline positions after woefully abbreviated training. Despite being promised civilian work or safety in military roles, many find themselves taking on some of the highest risk roles, simply to draw Ukrainian fire for Russian soldiers in a kind of reconnaissance by fire as expendable infantry. How they're recruited. Recruitment for foreign fighters is conducted through many channels. It appears that a mix of online advertising, social media posts, and local recruiters is the source of all signups. The recruitment pitch, of course, involves payment but also dangles the promise of legal status. Some recruits have reported agreeing to sign-up bonuses of varying amounts, large salaries, and, on occasion, Russian citizenship. But deception, coercion, and economic pressure from debt or immigration problems are also used persuasively. Not the Foreign Legion. Russia's foreign recruitment strategy differs from that of other countries and lacks an established pipeline for bringing foreigners into the army. Instead, Russian foreign recruitment networks are broad and opportunistic and seem to draw heavily from some of the world's more vulnerable populations, as well as being deceitful. Once inside Russia, many recruits are unable to leave. Many do not speak Russian or English and have their passports and identity documents taken, which prevents them from traveling outside Russia and returning to their country of origin. Foreign fighters for Ukraine. The Russian recruitment pipeline of foreign fighters contrasts starkly with that of Ukraine, which limits its acceptance of foreign fighters to individuals with prior military experience. Many of Ukraine's foreign fighters come from Western countries or Latin America and are typically employed in reconnaissance, sabotage, or other specialized support roles that leverage their prior military experience. At the beginning of the war, Ukraine established the International Legion as its foreign fighter unit. Though now disbanded and absorbed into the Ukrainian army, it was put to best use. Importantly, foreign fighters for Ukraine are not deceived into fighting. In 2022 and 2023, thousands of foreigners volunteered to fight of their own volition. Comparing and contrasting how Russia and Ukraine use foreign fighters. Russia's foreign fighter pipeline is, in essence, a replacement pool for casualties and manpower shortages, not a small but elite volunteer corps. Though now subsumed into the Ukrainian army, foreign fighters for Ukraine are valued for their specialized skills and training, not simply for having a pulse. Russia's recruits fill gaps in dangerous infantry roles, seen as inexpensive and expendable. By National Security Journal. Story by Harry J. Kazianis, June 8, 2026.